Alright, how you doing? Terrence Popp here with another episode of Live from the Lair! Alright, for everyone out there, I started Popp's Preppers. I put out a newsletter every 4 to 6 weeks, and the way the newsletter works is I keep adding on to the old one and sending it out. So if you miss one, or if you miss the ones before this, if you get on the list, when you get the next one, it'll all be caught up. Now, one of the main goals for Popp's Preppers is, my gut is telling me some crazy shit is going to ensue in the near future. My part in that is probably to be nothing more than somebody behind the camera or interviewing a couple people here or there. But my expertise can help you to recognize when things are going south, or when the situation is unrecoverable, or when you simply just need to beat feet and get the hell out of Dodge. Because when shit hits the fan, you need to put together a plan to get you and your loved ones out of the way. Okay, and then down the road, other plans can be made, but I'm not focusing on that right now. I'm focusing on you. Now, I got a lot of questions from the individuals who get my newsletter, and they want me to go into more detail in regards to equipment and stuff that's useful. Now, I'm not a top-of-the-line kind of guy, meaning I don't buy the most expensive shit. I grew up poor. My mother was on welfare until basically 7th grade. I started working at 13. Went in the Army at 17. I have been poor. So when I look at equipment, I look for usefulness. Does it work? What it costs? And is it worth it to you? So let me get this straight. I gotta spend 2.5 years on books and tuition to take useless bullshit just to get at my core classes? Space Ghost is on, you can suck my dick. You got any ungrateful relatives? Well, me too. So buy them something worthless. Get them this book. At the end of the day, they will thank you for getting them something that's priceless. Good advice. So click on the link in the description and learn for yourself why college is a complete waste of time and money. Now, a lot of people ask me some questions in regards to optics. So we're going to be going over one of the sites I go to from time to time in regards to, buying optics. And it is basically Opticsplanet. Let's see if I can get this to fit in here a little bit better. I'm still getting used to all this. Here it is right here. Okay, now, of course, everyone asks me for optics, i.e. scopes, for rifles. So let's look over here for rifle scopes. Alright, now, they've got a whole ass load of scopes here. Now, ideally, I always recommend a mil dot reticle. There's several different types. Or an MRAD. It's a different type of reticle. It's very similar to the mil dot. If you can figure out mil dots, you can figure out MRADs. Okay. So right here we have a lot of the ATN stuff. It's night vision stuff, day and night. ATN puts out a pretty good scope for the price range. Their night vision, it's good for hunting pigs and stuff, if that's what you're going to do with it, but you never know. Now, let's see if we could find a first focal plane scope. Okay, so we got some here. Here we go, first focal plane. Now, one of the best deals there are right here is the Diamondback first focal plane rifle scope. Now, what they mean by first focal plane is when you zero the rifle, say you zero it at 300 meters, and you have it set at 10 power. You could turn this one all the way up to 24 power, burn in, make the image bigger, and you're not going to mess with your zero, and the bullet is not going to really jump around. And then you can adjust from there in regards to, the mil dots or MRAD, chevrons on the scope. All right, now over here, this is the 6x24x50, and right next to it is the 4x16x44. All right, you'll see the price here. All right, this one, I mean, it's $50 more. So for $50, you're gonna get a larger opening here. The bigger this is, the more light comes into the actual scope, and it'll go to 24 power. Now, ideally, 24 power for what you need it for, if you're staying, in a 30 caliber range or slightly below, 24 power isn't really necessary. So it's nice to have. I usually will zero mine at 10 power, and then I'll dial it up to like maybe 15 or 16. Sometimes I've gone higher, depending upon the climate conditions and so forth. All right, now we're going through here now. They got primary arms, which, it's not really, it's okay. It's a step down. It's actually 2 steps below the Vortex. I mean, they're okay, but it could be better. Okay, and then, here we go. The Vortex Strike Eagle, which is 5x25x56, first focal plane, $700. Now, if you go directly to Vortex and you have a military ID, a military retirement ID, or are a police officer, you can buy this stuff for like 40 to 50% off. So whatever you're seeing here, you can pick it up directly from them, like 40% cheaper, which is a significant savings. All right, and like you can get pretty pricey here on the scopes. The EOTechs, $2,000 for a 5x25x50 first focal plane scope. Listen, EOTech makes good stuff, but that is really expensive for one scope. Like, I could envision a thermal scope around there, or maybe I'd go like maybe 1,000 or 2,000 more if you want to do a thermal. But thermal's an absolute bitch because it's really hard to hide from. Barska, they're okay. They're like 3 or 4 below Vortex. Now, Sightmark puts out some good stuff as well. Okay, I am not up to speed on their first focal plane scopes, but they have a couple of what is the one I'm looking for? It's like an EOTech scope that just shows you the halo markings. And that, I think it's the Greyhound. That's like $189, $250. It's not bad, but it is what it is. So this is my recommendation when it comes to first focal plane scopes to put on rifles and things you want to hunt with, because it might get to that point where every bullet counts, and misses means somebody doesn't eat. Thermal imaging. Here we go. All right, now when you're looking at a thermal imager scope, you got to be careful here. You pretty much want one that's going to mount to your rifle. Will give you the ability to engage targets out to 500 meters. Because some of these are thermal, but after 150, 250 meters, they pretty much go to shit. So you got to be careful here. All right, so here they have this 4x8 thermal rifle scope made by ATN. Okay, let's click on this one. All right, now when you look at this, let's see, they're going through a lot of the other scopes in the category, but ideally you're looking for something. I'm trying to see if they have it here on this one here. 4x8 thermal riflescape scope, developed by A10. Okay, for $1,300, my guess is this one is good, probably out to 300, 400 meters tops. So it is what it is. Okay, here's the pixels, the display resolution, the refresh rate, multiple reticles. You can usually swap them out. Eye relief, 90 millimeters, rings, weather resistant. Yes, it's not the same as waterproof. Water resistant means if you're out in the rain, it's going to get in your system. It's resistant, not proof. So be careful of that. Let's get a one-shot zero. I don't really think that's going to work out too well. You might, when it one-shot zero, I don't know. It could be a problem. But, yeah, this is like a bottom-of-the-barrel thermal scope. This one, it's more suited, like they say here, it'll go on crossbows and air rifles and other platforms, because you're not going to get the long ranges out of this like you will with some of the more expensive ones. Now, I know I just said expensive, but that's just the way it is. Now let's check out this one by Burris. Burris makes some good stuff as well. Their rifle scopes are good. I have several mil-dot 10 power Burris scopes that are waterproof, and they worked out quite well. It's not really giving you a range here. Let's see, 400 by 300, not so good. 3 to 5 hours. Zoom range anywhere from 2 to 4. Let's see, high resolution screen. Multiple thermal options, hot track, multiple reticles. They all have this because they're all programmable. 7 color palettes, 10 reticle options, hot track, manual and auto NUC. I don't know what that is. Adjustable contrast and brightness. Okay, so that's your thermal scope. Now these prices are coming down. 5, 10 years ago, for you to get a thermal scope was anywhere from 5,000 and up. Now you can get them on the relatively cheap. $1,300 for one that's good for like 300 or 400 meters. And you're just gonna have to figure out what works for you, and then make sure you do your shopping. All right, because it's a lot of money to use on something you're not going to be happy with. So make sure you do your due diligence. All right, now we're going to go back, and we're going to go to one more here for sport optics. And the next one is red dot sights. Okay. All right, now here we go. There's a lot of, like the Trigicon, they want $550. For a red dot scope, that's way too much. Here's a Vortex here for, $250. 1 by 26, which means it doesn't magnify or anything, but it is what it is. It's mil dot, or it's a red dot. And red dots are good out to about 350, 400, meters tops. You're not going to get sniper precision out of these, nor should you try. Okay, but a lot of people, they like their red dots. Now, my thing is this. Red dots are good. But if it takes a battery, when you need it most, it will fail. Because Murphy always shows up to put it in your ass. Okay? Now, Murphy is usually called to the scene by Whitey, and Whitey works for the man. And whenever any of them show up, it never goes well. All right, they have a whole bunch here, so I'm not going to go through them all. So you got to be careful, though, because some of these are going to, hit you for a lot of money, and you're really not going to get the value. Okay, now Aim Point, okay, EOTech, they have military contracts. They've done a lot of business over the past 20 plus years with the military, and that's why you're seeing these so pricey here. Okay, because if the military is using them, everyone else and their mother wants to use them. Okay, so be careful. All right, now, I mentioned when I talked about the last video about the ammo and what have you, and I got a lot of email from people like, I would never shoot that Russian stuff in my gun. It's just terrible. Okay. Let's just wrap our head around those statements for a minute. All right. Yes, they are Bardeen primed. So to get detonation, you need to have a firing pin that will be able to strike deep enough to detonate the primer to make it go off. Now, with the standard firing pins we have here in the Western world, primarily America, are not geared for Soviet ammo. And I got a lot of people who asked me in regards to Soviet ammo. All right, now I've shot all kinds of ammunition. And yes, if you're using the Chinese Norinco ammo, your quality is all over the map. All right. But as of late, like the past 5 to 10 years, Wolf and Red Army have really gone a long way to improve their product for the West. But most of their stuff still is Bardeen primed. So if you're going to buy 5.56 or you have an AR-10 platform that uses basically an AR-15 that uses 308, you want one of these. All right. This is firingpins.com. And you can read it right there. We'll go to it. Firing pin for Wolf and Russian ammo. There we are. We're going to go through all the pictures of the firing pin. It looks like any other firing pin, except it's just a cunt hair longer. And that's enough to make it work. All right. Now you can go to firingpins.com. They have firing pins for virtually every platform out there. If you have a different platform and you want to use Russian ammo, look on this site for a firing pin for the weapon system that you have, and you are cooking with gas. Okay, now I got another one. Actually, this wasn't one email. I got a whole bunch of emails from people in regards to body armor, Kevlar vests, and what have you. I'm going to answer some questions here, but first I want to qualify that body armor is not like the armor worn by Iron Man. You still have your arms, your legs, your lower torso, and your head, your neck. Everything else is exposed. All right. So if you're looking at body armor to be a primary defense mechanism, you're out of your goddamn mind. All right. So yeah. Okay. So say you have a bulletproof vest and somebody shoots you where you don't have bulletproof protection. All they really got to do is hit an artery. You are going unconscious inside of 90 seconds, and you'll be dead in 5 minutes. And that is, on the conservative side. Now, if they hit a major artery, you're unconscious in 30 seconds, and you're dead in a minute and a half. So, yes, we're going to look at some Kevlar vests here, but I want to make sure you know this up front. All right, so here we go. Good old eBay. All right, you can go on eBay here, And you can get some good deals. All right. Now, ideally, if I buy, bulletproof vests from here, you can find used ones from Second Chance or something like that. No problem. Now, you have the AR 500 tactical plate carrier, which is 3+ body armor made with Kevlar bulletproof vest. Okay, it has Kevlar backing, but these are steel plates. These are very heavy. So if you have to walk where you need to go, or God forbid you need to run for cover, all of this extra weight is going to hurt you, not help you. Yes, these plates, they'll stop bullets all day long. Pretty much the only thing that'll go through one of these, I would say high velocity 338 Lapua maybe. I know a 50 will go through it. 416 probably will do about the same as a Lapua. But the weight kills you. When you fall in the water, you're done. All right. So you see what we're looking at here. The vests themselves, $188 here. Let's see if we have anything. This is a chick one. If you're a chick, you need a vest. There you go. I'm trying to find one that will jump out at you here. Made with Kevlar. Okay. That one, this is an old one here. Concealable vest. U.S. Armor's a good company. $300 pre-owned. That's a little on the high side for me. This one here is extra small, but this is a military model. If you're going to buy military model Kevlar armor, okay, chances are it's pretty good. You just got to make sure you do a good visual inspection. Otherwise, you might buy something that's too tore up to be useful. Here's one here, 415. Okay, let's see. A lot of these, you see how they have the release catches here. You might want to stay away from buying all black because people might think you're a SWAT team guy or something. Now, ideally, you should wear a vest that no one sees that you have a vest on. That way, if you come across against somebody who knows what they're doing, if they know what they're doing and they see you're wearing a vest, they're just going to shoot you where you don't have a vest. Okay, I went through that training myself quite a few times, and it becomes second nature, and most military grunts and Marine grunts know how to do that and have been trained to do it. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, this is pretty much what you're going to see here. You might be able to find something similar on another site. I'm just using eBay here because it's easy. Alright, let's look for, let's see, Ballistic Plate. Okay, these are the soft plates. More of, like this here, this is for cops or home security. It's just a plate you hold up in front of you and, yeah, it works. But it's heavy. Okay, now we're getting into the standalone ceramic plates. Now each plate's 5 pounds. It's 10 pounds of armor. You're just going to have to make a decision if it's worth that to you or not. All right, here's the hard plates. These actually are good 3A plates. I've tested these in the past. Here's this AR 500 level 3 body armor. This stuff is very heavy. I'm not even going to click on it to show you. You guys can look for yourselves. Okay, let's see what we got here. 6x. All right, these are the 6x6 side plates. All right, if you buy these 6x6 side plates and you have the 2 other plates in and all the other horse shit, your vest is now to the point it weighs so much, I would say that it's not worth wearing. unless you're in a vehicle or static. Yeah, okay. But if you need to move around, having that extra weight, it's not going to work for you. All right, I'm not... Oh, here we go. What's this? Yeah, this is what I'm looking at right here. All right, now, this is a new plate that's coming out into the market. Now, the jury is still out on these. I have heard many different stories about quality here. Now, these ones here roughly run anywhere from 2 to 4 pounds, depending upon who makes it. But the thing about these plates is they float. They're not like the steel plates or the ceramic plates. If you have those in your vest and you fall in, deep water, you are going down. These these plates float. So if you're fucking around on a boat and you need to wear an armored vest, that's a plate for you. All right, you might want to do your research on the different companies that make these. But, I have definitely, screwed around with some of this stuff. And out of the 4 plates we shot at, 3 of them were effective, 1 wasn't. So I need to go write down the models of those, or call my buddy and find out the companies that made those different plates. But at the end of the day, this is your equipment for your prepping needs. You need to take it serious because it's your ass on the line here. It's not mine. Just saying. Okay, and this is an old military vest here. You're going to see this on eBay. It's not a bad deal. But these are all the different plates you can get here. Now, back when the Iraq conflict and Afghanistan was still going strong, you can actually get on here and buy this stuff a lot cheaper. But the prices are going up because you're going to see the supply shrink. And that's just how economics works. All right, so if you guys have any more questions of me in regards to, any materials you're looking at, and I can help you, just send them to me in the email, redonkulous12@gmail.com, and I'll try to answer them for you in future videos.